February 14th, 2024, 0227. In the pre-dawn darkness, Ukrainian Maguriyar-5 drones sliced through the Black Sea, targeting the massive Russian landing ship Caesar Kunikov. What seemed like a routine maritime patrol would become a technological ambush that would rewrite naval warfare doctrine forever. The sea itself became an accomplice, providing perfect cover for an attack that would expose the fatal vulnerability of traditional maritime power. Advanced sensor systems and AI-driven navigation transformed these small autonomous platforms into precision predators, invisible to conventional radar. What was about to unfold would shock even the most experienced naval commanders, a moment where technological innovation would decisively triumph over historical military strategy, changing maritime conflict forever. The cold waters of the Black Sea held their breath on that February morning in 2024, cradling the massive silhouette of the Caesar Kunikov, a testament to Russian naval engineering and strategic maritime ambition. Spanning 112 meters of steel and purpose, this Rapucha Y-class landing ship represented more than just a vessel. It was a critical lifeline for Russian military operations in the occupied Crimean Peninsula. Designed to transport troops, vehicles, and essential supplies, the Kunikov embodied the robust logistical backbone of Moscow's naval strategy in the region. Its positioning near Alupka was no coincidence, but a calculated move, reflecting the strategic importance of maintaining maritime supply lines during an ongoing conflict. The ship's presence symbolized Russia's maritime dominance, a floating fortress loaded with military potential, silently challenging Ukrainian territorial integrity. With a crew of approximately 87 personnel and a cargo capacity that could support significant military deployments, the Caesar Kunikov was more than a ship. It was a mobile military platform capable of rapidly projecting power across contested maritime territories. The Rapucha R-class vessels represented a pinnacle of Soviet and post-Soviet naval engineering, combining substantial cargo capacity with remarkable operational flexibility. Technically classified as a large landing ship, the Kunikov could transport up to 10 tanks or 35 armored personnel carriers, making it a crucial asset in amphibious warfare scenarios. Its technical specifications were impressive: a displacement of 4,700 tons, a tank deck measuring 58 meters long and 9.5 meters wide, and sophisticated landing mechanisms that allowed rapid deployment of military equipment. The ship's propulsion system, consisting of 2 diesel engines, could generate sufficient power to maintain speeds up to 20 knots, enabling quick repositioning of military assets across strategic maritime zones. Its design incorporated multiple compartments and sophisticated damage control systems, theoretically providing resilience against potential maritime threats. However, these technological defenses would soon be tested by an emerging form of naval warfare that would challenge traditional maritime combat paradigms. The vessel's seemingly impenetrable exterior masked underlying vulnerabilities that Ukrainian innovative technologies were about to ruthlessly exploit. As the Kunikov sat anchored, seemingly invincible and confident, it remained unaware of the technological revolution brewing beneath the waves. The Ukrainian military had been developing a new breed of naval warfare, transforming traditional maritime combat through innovative drone technology. The Magura-5 naval drones represented a paradigm shift: small, nearly undetectable platforms capable of delivering precision strikes against significantly larger targets. These autonomous vessels could navigate complex maritime environments with minimal human intervention, leveraging advanced guidance systems and explosive payloads. The strategic implications were profound. What once required complex naval formations could now be achieved by small, intelligent, unmanned systems. The Caesar Kunikov, for all its historical might, was about to become a symbol of how traditional naval superiority could be dramatically challenged by emerging technologies. The sea, once a domain of massive steel titans, was transforming into a battlefield where size no longer guaranteed survival. Ukrainian military strategists had recognized this fundamental shift, developing asymmetric capabilities that could neutralize even the most formidable maritime assets. As the first light of dawn broke over the Black Sea, the Russian commanders aboard the Kunikov could not have imagined that their celebrated vessel was moments away from a fate that would redefine naval warfare forever. A David and Goliath narrative playing out on the most unexpected of stages, the unforgiving cold waters of the Black Sea. The preparation for the Ukrainian drone strike against the Caesar Kunikov was a meticulously orchestrated ballet of technological innovation and strategic planning. Deep within secure facilities, far from the prying eyes of Russian intelligence, Ukrainian naval drone operators had been developing the Magura 5-5, a weapon system that would redefine maritime asymmetric warfare. These autonomous vessels, compact yet devastatingly precise, represented the cutting edge of naval technology. Each Magura Va-5 was a marvel of engineering, measuring approximately 5 to 6 meters in length, designed to operate with minimal human intervention while carrying a significant explosive payload. The development team had spent months refining the drone's navigation systems, ensuring they could navigate complex maritime environments with unprecedented accuracy. Satellite communications, advanced AI-driven guidance algorithms, and low radar signature designs made these drones nearly invisible to traditional naval detection systems. The selection of the Caesar Kunikov as a target was not random, but the result of weeks of careful intelligence gathering, tracking the ship's movements, analyzing its cargo, and identifying the most vulnerable approach vectors. Ukrainian military planners understood that this was more than just a single mission. It was a strategic statement about the future of naval warfare. The technical sophistication of the Magura 5 drones went far beyond simple remote-controlled platforms. These were intelligent systems capable of autonomous navigation, target identification, and precision strike capabilities. Equipped with advanced electro-optical sensors and sophisticated navigation algorithms, the drones could adjust their course in real time, compensating for sea conditions, wind patterns, and potential defensive maneuvers. Their propulsion systems, a combination of electric motors and hydrodynamic design, allowed for near-silent approach and remarkable maneuverability. Each drone carried a carefully calculated explosive payload designed to maximize damage against naval targets, specifically targeting critical areas of large vessels like the Caesar Kunikov. The launch protocol was equally impressive, a coordinated deployment that would see multiple drones approaching from different vectors, creating a saturation attack that would overwhelm traditional naval defense systems. Communication between the drones was encrypted and decentralized, meaning that even if one drone was detected or disabled, the others could continue their mission independently. This was not just a weapon system, but a glimpse into the future of maritime combat, where swarm intelligence and precision technology could neutralize even the most formidable naval assets. The moments before the launch were charged with an almost electrical tension. Ukrainian operators working in a carefully controlled environment ran final system checks and reviewed approach vectors. The sea was relatively calm, providing ideal conditions for the drone deployment. Each operator knew the strategic significance of the mission. This was more than a simple attack. It was a demonstration of Ukraine's technological prowess and asymmetric warfare capabilities. The Magura 5 drones were prepared, their systems synchronized, waiting for the final authorization. Navigation systems locked onto the Caesar Kunikov's position, calculated approach trajectories that would minimize detection probability, and stood ready. The psychological warfare aspect was not lost on the team. This attack would send a powerful message to Russian naval commanders about the changing nature of maritime conflict. No longer could large, traditional naval assets assume invulnerability. The drones represented a new paradigm of warfare, small, intelligent, and capable of delivering decisive blows against seemingly insurmountable targets. As the final launch sequence initiated, there was a sense of historical moment. This was not just an attack, but a transformation of naval warfare doctrine. The sea, once a domain of massive steel ships, was about to become a battlefield where technology and strategy would triumph over size and traditional military might. The Black Sea transformed into a silent battleground as the Magura V-5 drones initiated their approach towards the Caesar Kunikov. Advanced navigation systems calculated precise trajectories, leveraging minimal electromagnetic signatures that would render the drones virtually undetectable by conventional Russian naval radar systems. The maritime environment became a complex chessboard of technological warfare, where every nautical mile represented a calculated risk and strategic opportunity. Ukrainian drone operators maintained a laser-focused concentration, monitoring multiple data streams that provided real-time information about sea conditions, vessel positioning, and potential defensive responses. The Magura Vi-5's design incorporated cutting-edge stealth technologies, low-profile hulls, advanced composite materials that minimized radar reflection, and propulsion systems engineered for near-silent operation. These technological innovations transformed the drones into maritime phantoms, capable of penetrating defensive perimeters that would traditionally stop larger, more conspicuous threats. The sea itself seemed to conspire with the Ukrainian strategy, providing natural camouflage through wave patterns and early morning light conditions that further obscured the drone's approach. The technical complexity of the drone approach went far beyond simple remote navigation. Each Magura Vi-5 operated with a sophisticated AI-driven guidance system that could make instantaneous course corrections, adapting to subtle changes in maritime conditions. Integrated sensor arrays continuously scanned the surrounding environment, processing vast amounts of data to maintain optimal approach vectors. The drones communicated with each other through encrypted low probability of intercept communication channels, creating a dynamic, self-adjusting swarm intelligence that could rapidly reconfigure attack patterns if any single unit was compromised. Satellite reconnaissance data was integrated in real time, providing additional layers of strategic information about the Caesar Kunikov's positioning, potential defensive systems, and environmental factors that might impact the mission's success. The Ukrainian military had invested months of research and development into creating a drone platform that could operate with unprecedented autonomy, transforming traditional concepts of naval engagement. These were not mere remote-controlled vehicles, but intelligent systems capable of making complex tactical decisions with minimal human intervention. As the drones drew closer to the Caesar Kunikov, the psychological dimension of the attack became increasingly pronounced. Russian naval personnel, despite their sophisticated training and advanced detection equipment, remained oblivious to the approaching threat. The Magura Vi-5 drones represented a paradigm shift in maritime warfare, small, intelligent platforms that could penetrate seemingly impenetrable defensive perimeters. Their approach was a testament to the evolving nature of modern conflict, where technological innovation could neutralize traditional military advantages. The early morning light began to reveal the silhouette of the massive Russian landing ship, still anchored with an air of perceived invulnerability. Yet beneath the surface, a technological revolution was unfolding. The drones continued their precise approach, each movement calculated with mathematical precision, closing the distance to their target with a relentless, almost predatory efficiency. The sea remained calm, betraying no hint of the imminent confrontation that would soon redefine naval warfare. In these moments, the line between technological innovation and strategic warfare blurred, creating a new battlefield where size and traditional military might would be challenged by intelligence, precision, and innovative thinking. The moment of impact marked a critical transition in naval warfare, transforming the Caesar Kunikov from an imposing maritime asset to a vulnerable target. The Magura Vi-5 drones executed their attack with surgical precision, striking the vessel's portside with calculated explosive payloads designed to maximize structural damage. Each drone's approach was meticulously planned, targeting specific vulnerabilities in the ship's hull construction. The first impact created an immediate breach, sending shockwaves through the vessel's internal compartments. Advanced sensors on the drones confirmed the hit, transmitting real-time data back to Ukrainian operators who monitored every millisecond of the unfolding operation. The explosive force concentrated on the lower hull sections, exploiting the inherent weaknesses of large naval vessels, their reliance on watertight integrity, and compartmentalization. Within moments of the initial strike, water began to rush into the ship's critical systems, overwhelming traditional damage control mechanisms. The Kunikov's massive size, once considered its greatest strength, now became its most significant vulnerability, with each incoming drone strike exponentially increasing the vessel's structural compromise. The technical sophistication of the attack revealed the next generation of maritime warfare capabilities. Unlike traditional naval engagements that relied on long-range missile systems or direct confrontations, this assault demonstrated the power of precision drone technology. Each Magura V5 carried a carefully calculated explosive payload designed to create maximum structural damage with minimal collateral impact. The drone's guidance systems allowed for pinpoint accuracy, hitting critical points in the ship's hull that would most effectively compromise its seaworthiness. Ukrainian operators had spent months studying naval engineering principles, identifying exactly where a relatively small explosive charge could create catastrophic damage to a large maritime vessel. The communication between the drones remained seamless, with each unit adjusting its attack vector based on real-time feedback from other drones in the swarm. This distributed intelligence meant that if one drone was neutralized or its attack vector was compromised, the others could immediately recalculate and continue the mission. The psychological impact was equally significant. A small, autonomous system effectively neutralizing a massive naval asset represented a fundamental shift in military technological capabilities. As the Caesar Kunikov began to list dramatically, the full extent of the technological revolution became apparent. The ship's traditional defensive systems, designed to counter larger, more conventional threats, proved completely ineffective against the small, fast-moving drone swarm. Russian naval personnel found themselves confronting a new form of warfare that challenged every established maritime combat doctrine. The multiple drone strikes created a cascading failure in the vessel's structural integrity, with water rapidly flooding critical compartments. Each successive impact further compromised the ship's ability to maintain buoyancy, turning the once proud naval asset into a rapidly sinking liability. The Ukrainian drone operators watched with clinical precision as their technological marvel dismantled a seemingly invincible maritime target. This was more than just a single naval engagement. It represented a fundamental reimagining of maritime warfare capabilities. The sea, traditionally a domain of massive steel vessels and long-range artillery, was being transformed into a battlefield where technological innovation, precision, and autonomous systems could neutralize even the most formidable military assets. In those critical moments, the Caesar Kunikov became more than just a sunken ship. It was a symbol of a military technological revolution that would reshape strategic thinking for years to come. The Caesar Kunikov's final moments represented a dramatic illustration of technological vulnerability and the ruthless efficiency of modern naval warfare. As the first critical compartments began to flood, the ship's traditional damage control systems proved woefully inadequate against the precision drone attack. Alarm systems blared throughout the vessel, creating a chaotic soundscape of emergency protocols and increasingly desperate crew communications. The ship's listing became more pronounced with each passing minute, transforming from a slight tilt to an increasingly dramatic angle that signaled imminent structural failure. Russian naval personnel scrambled to implement emergency procedures, but the speed and precision of the drone strikes had created a cascade of systemic failures that no traditional maritime training could effectively counter. The lower decks quickly became submerged, with water rapidly filling critical systems and rendering equipment and communication networks inoperable. The psychological impact on the crew was profound. Witnessing a massive naval asset being systematically dismantled by small, autonomous drones challenged every established understanding of maritime combat and naval superiority. The technical process of naval vessel destruction unfolded with clinical precision, revealing the brutal mathematics of maritime engineering. Each drone strike created multiple breach points that compromised the ship's fundamental structural integrity. The Kunikov's carefully designed watertight compartments, once considered a pinnacle of naval defensive engineering, now became death traps as water rapidly flooded from one section to another. Advanced sensor data transmitted by the Ukrainian drone operators showed the progressive structural failure in real time, with each impact point creating exponential damage. The ship's massive displacement, originally a symbol of maritime power, now became its greatest weakness. As water continued to flood critical systems, the vessel's center of gravity shifted dramatically, accelerating the descent into maritime oblivion. The communication systems became increasingly fragmented, with desperate radio transmissions giving way to silence as electrical systems failed and communication networks collapsed. This was more than just a ship sinking. It was a profound demonstration of how technological innovation could neutralize traditional maritime defensive strategies. The final moments of the Caesar Kunikov were a symphony of technological defeat and human desperation. Crew members initiated emergency evacuation protocols, but the speed of the vessel's descent made organized escape nearly impossible. The Ukrainian drone operators watched with clinical detachment as the once imposing naval asset transformed into a sinking wreckage. Multiple system failures cascaded through the ship's infrastructure. Propulsion systems became inoperable. Electrical networks failed and communication channels disintegrated. The sea, which had once been the vessel's domain of operational superiority, now became its ultimate tomb. As the ship's angle became increasingly steep, the remaining crew members faced the terrifying reality of maritime disaster. The Kunikov 5 drones continued to monitor the descent, providing real-time data that would later be analyzed to understand the full tactical implications of the attack. In those critical moments, the Caesar Kunikov became more than just a sunken vessel. It was a powerful symbol of the fundamental transformation occurring in modern naval warfare. The traditional paradigms of maritime combat were being rewritten in real time, with technological innovation proving more decisive than size, historical precedent, or conventional military doctrine. The sea remained indifferent, swallowing another testament to human technological ambition. The sinking of the Caesar Kunikov represented far more than a single tactical victory for Ukrainian forces. It was a seismic moment that would fundamentally reshape strategic thinking about maritime warfare in the 21st century. Intelligence analysts and military strategists worldwide immediately recognized the profound implications of this engagement. The drone attack demonstrated that traditional naval superiority could be catastrophically undermined by small, autonomous technological platforms. Major naval powers found themselves forced to reevaluate decades of maritime doctrine, confronting the reality that massive, expensive vessels could be neutralized by relatively low-cost drone swarm technologies. The psychological impact extended beyond immediate military considerations, challenging long-established assumptions about naval power projection and defensive capabilities. This was not merely a technological breakthrough, but a fundamental rewriting of naval combat principles that had remained largely unchanged since World War II. The precision, efficiency, and low-risk nature of the drone attack highlighted a new paradigm of asymmetric maritime warfare where technological innovation could trump traditional military might. The strategic consequences for the Russian Black Sea Fleet were immediate and profound. The loss of the Caesar Kunikov represented more than just a single vessel. It signified a critical erosion of amphibious warfare capabilities in a strategically vital maritime region. Ukrainian forces had effectively demonstrated that they could neutralize significant naval assets with minimal human risk, using autonomous technologies that could be deployed with remarkable precision and minimal logistical complexity. Naval analysts estimated that the financial and operational impact of losing such a vessel far outweighed the cost of the drone attack, creating a new economic calculus of maritime conflict. The attack exposed critical vulnerabilities in traditional naval defense systems, particularly their limited effectiveness against small, coordinated drone platforms. Russian military planners would be forced to invest heavily in new detection and countermeasure technologies, potentially redirecting significant resources from other strategic priorities. The psychological impact on naval personnel was equally significant. The sense of invulnerability associated with large maritime vessels had been fundamentally challenged. The broader geopolitical implications of the Caesar Kunikov's destruction extended far beyond the immediate Black Sea theater. Military technology experts worldwide began reassessing naval warfare doctrines, recognizing that this engagement represented a potential inflection point in maritime combat strategies. The Ukrainian demonstration showed that smaller, technologically advanced nations could develop asymmetric capabilities that could effectively challenge larger, more traditional military powers. Drone technology, combined with sophisticated AI and precision guidance systems, was transforming the calculus of military engagement. Naval powers would need to invest dramatically in new defensive technologies, autonomous counter-drone systems, and adaptive tactical frameworks that could respond to this emerging threat landscape. The attack highlighted the increasing importance of technological innovation as a critical component of modern military strategy. Traditional metrics of military power, fleet size, tonnage, and conventional weapons systems were being rapidly displaced by a new paradigm that prioritized technological adaptability, precision targeting, and autonomous systems. The sinking of the Caesar Kunikov was not just a battle, but a glimpse into the future of warfare, where technological innovation would increasingly determine strategic outcomes. The sinking of the Caesar Kunikov represents a pivotal moment in naval warfare evolution, demonstrating how technological innovation can fundamentally reshape strategic military capabilities. Drone technology has emerged as a critical game-changer, revealing the vulnerability of traditional naval platforms and challenging established maritime combat doctrines. The precision and efficiency of the Magura 5 drones illustrated that smaller, technologically advanced forces can effectively neutralize seemingly invincible maritime assets. This engagement goes beyond a single tactical victory, signaling a profound shift in how military powers must conceptualize naval warfare in the 21st century. The ability to deploy autonomous systems that can precisely target and disable large naval vessels represents a revolutionary approach to asymmetric maritime conflict. The strategic implications of this technological transformation extend far beyond the immediate Black Sea theater. Naval powers worldwide will be compelled to reevaluate their defensive strategies, investing heavily in advanced detection systems, autonomous counter-drone technologies, and adaptive tactical frameworks. The economic calculus of military technology is changing dramatically, with the potential to neutralize multi-million-dollar naval assets through relatively low-cost drone platforms, creating a new paradigm of military investment. Traditional metrics of naval power, fleet size, tonnage, and conventional weapons systems are being rapidly displaced by technological adaptability and precision targeting capabilities. Military research and development will increasingly focus on developing intelligent, autonomous systems that can operate with minimal human intervention, transforming the fundamental understanding of maritime combat capabilities. The sinking of the Caesar Kunikov is more than just a single engagement. It is a glimpse into the future of warfare, where technological innovation will increasingly determine strategic outcomes. The lessons learned from this attack will reshape military thinking, challenge established doctrines, and highlight the critical role of technological adaptation in national security. As we move forward, the boundaries between traditional military domains continue to blur, with autonomous systems and precision technologies redefining how nations conceptualize defense and strategic capabilities. The maritime battlefield of the future will be characterized by intelligence, adaptability, and the ability to leverage emerging technologies in unprecedented ways, fundamentally transforming our understanding of military power in the 21st century. If you believe stories like this matter, and that we must understand modern war before it happens again, subscribe, like, and comment to support the channel.